Hey, welcome to Wits End. Today we're going to be doing a review of all of our complements that we've gone over. Let's get started. Remember, a complement is a word or word group that completes the meaning of a verb. Also remember that complements can be nouns, pronouns, or adjectives. So what we've done so far is we've gone over the four types of complements. Those are direct objects, indirect objects, predicate nominatives, and predicate adjectives. Now I like to think about these in different categories. So I said earlier that complements can be nouns, pronouns, or adjectives. So first let's look at which of these four types can be nouns and pronouns. Okay, here's some examples. We ate the soup. We is our subject. Ate is an action verb. What did we eat? Soup. So soup in this case is the direct object. Soup is a noun. That means that direct objects can be either nouns or pronouns. The next example, he gave Mr. Whitley the meanest look. He is the subject. Gave is the action verb. What did he give? Look. Well, look is a noun, and so that means that direct objects are still nouns. But to whom was the look given? Well, Mr. Whitley. Mr. Whitley is a noun, so that means indirect objects can also be nouns. Last one, she is the director. She is the subject. Is, in this case, is a linking verb, so it's either going to be a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective. And what is she? The director. Okay, so director is a noun, and it's renaming she. That means it's a predicate nominative, and since it's a noun, that means that direct objects, indirect objects, and predicate nominatives can either be nouns or pronouns. So which one of the four types can be an adjective? Let's look at some examples. We are tired. We is the subject, are is the linking verb, and then tired is an adjective describing we, and that's a predicate adjective. He looks weird. He is the subject. Looks, in this case, is a linking verb. Sometimes looks can be an action verb, but in this case it's a linking verb because it's connecting the adjective weird back to he. So weird is a predicate adjective. She is awesome. She is the subject. Is a linking verb. Awesome is describing she. It's an adjective, and it's a predicate adjective. So the only one of the four types of complements that can be an adjective are predicate adjectives. The other way I like to think about these four types of complements is what kind of verbs do they work with, or what kind of verbs do they complete the meaning of. Let's start with action verbs. Okay, here's those examples we looked at earlier. We ate the soup. We know that that soup is the direct object. So direct objects work with action verbs. He gave Mr. Whitley the meanest look. We've got a direct object and an indirect object in this sentence, and it follows an action verb. So direct objects and indirect objects work with action verbs. And then the last one, direct and indirect objects follow action verbs. That's a sentence that actually follows the rule that it is. So direct and indirect objects is our subject, follows an action verb, and then follow what? Verbs. So in this case, we have learned that direct objects and indirect objects complement action verbs. Well, let's look at complements of linking verbs. We are tired. Well, that's a predicate adjective. He looks weird. Another predicate adjective. She is the director. Well, that one was a predicate nominative. So now we know that predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives follow linking verbs. So for our four types of complements, 3 of them work with nouns and pronouns. 1 of them works with adjectives. 2 of them follow action verbs, and the other 2 follow linking verbs. Remember, a complement will never be an adverb, and also remember that a complement is never part of a prepositional phrase. Alright, this wraps up our review of complements. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, but if you get stuck, you can always come on back to Wits End.